Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. In the next 2 minutes, we are going to recap the story of the flood. In chapters 6 through 9 of Genesis, we see that God is deeply moved by the actions of humanity, but then we see God limits himself in keeping his promises made with creation. Now, most of us have grown up hearing the story of Noah and the huge boat that he built to save his family and all kinds of animals from the great flood. But what does this story tell us about the character of God? So we know that God created all things to be supremely good, but humanity has resisted him. And in Genesis chapter 6, we see that God is concerned about creation, that he sees what is going on. As we read Genesis chapter 6, God becomes filled with regret as he looks at creation. And later it seems to suggest that God somehow was surprised that creation wasn't going the way that he had intended. Because of this, God's heart becomes broken. He looks at creation and things just aren't going the way that they should. So in Genesis chapter 7, God sends a flood and hits the reset button on everything that he had made. The flood is a twofold action. First, it is a result of all the violence and injustice that was happening in the world, and it was also a chance for God and the world to start over. Think of this like creation 2.0. In this new creation, God certainly sets limits on humanity, but he also sets limits on himself. God reminds us of this promise with the rainbow, a sign that he sees our sin and our pain, that he is heartbroken over us, and that he remembers and keeps his promises to us. So here is something for you to do. There are several tragic events happening in our world today, from natural disasters to political corruption to violent attacks against other people. Go to news.google.com and find just one headline that breaks your heart. Ask God to remember his promises to us, to empower us to do something about it, and to be with those in that situation who are suffering. Well, that's all the time we have today. I'm Dylan, and we'll catch you guys next time. See you later.